I haven't checked the damn thing, Jay. I don't know what's going on. Please, we have to do a little bit of role reversal again. What the hell is going on?
So, if you're getting any sort of news from Washington Post or New York Times or even CNN or even MSNBC, it's the end of the world. Democracy is dead as we know it. Basically, is the message they're sending out. If Elon Musk takes off, it's 100% takes over Twitter. And they're already stating for a fact that he's going to have all of these right Nazi wing accounts on and promoting them on Twitter and promoting their presence on Twitter. He's going to be bringing back Trump as a fact. I mean, nobody knows anything about what's going on. The whole deal might not even go through, but we're already stating for fact that democracy is dead, that the world is ending. And for him to utter that free speech should reign is going to kill every single fucking trans person in the world. Every one of them is dead.
Well, yeah, that's obviously true. And sorry, I just need to frame Ernie in there just a little bit better. There we go. There we go. You guys can see him just fine, right? What's going on? Okay, fine. You get that.
There you go. Thank you.
Let's see if we can get in there a little bit better.
Don't you have like two cameras now?
I do have a second camera, but I left it down. I'm traveling right now. So
gotcha.
A little bit. All right. Let's see if we can get in there. All right, there we go. So now you get Ernie in all his glory, and I'll just pop in here. In fact, I'll just sit down here with you all. We'll just talk about the news.
Perfect. You sit right there and we'll just go over it. So that's the basic gist of it. And then Elon Musk has pointed out some of the decisions that execs have made have been questionable on their policies on wanting to be a platform where you can have open discussions about different issues. And also the fact that they've gotten a lot of things wrong that they've banned people over, especially when it came to COVID.
All right. So there's so many things that Twitter banned people for, from tweeting learn to code, from casting aspersions on the narratives of many things, including the election, the 2020 election, the 2016 election, the what's it called? The Hunter Biden laptop, and basically saying that there are two genders. So
right. And misgendering.
What exactly happened? What exactly, Jay, what happened with this attorney from Twitter who apparently was crying at an all hands meeting?
Right. So it's been reported that she's cried, and there's been leaked audio from a lot of these meetings, and you can just hear desperation and the despair with a lot of these execs and employees, and it's very hard to sympathize for a lot of these people because of how openly they were fine and wanting to let you know that they're controlling narratives on Twitter. So it's very hard to sympathize with any of these people whatsoever. And it's been reported that she actually broke down and in tears and cried. And
over Elon Musk simply buying Twitter?
Yes. And when Elon Musk pushed a mild criticism on her, you had all of these tech journalists running to simp for her, white knight her, like Blake buy her, all of it. They wanted to get.
Hold up. Blake buy her? That's some serious,
that's
simping.
Some serious simping.
I can't believe
that is next level.
That is the top tier level of simping. You can't go higher than Blake buy.
You can't.
You should resign, by the way.
There's Blake buy simping, and then there's everyone else. You just can't do it.
Distant second, third, fourth, and 69.
Nice. And it's just really funny to see the journalists, and this hits on a point that that Batya like to hit, that journalists now are in an elite class of their own. So they go rush to the defense of this elite executive, trying to protect her and hide behind that she's a woman, she can't be criticized. Oh, she's a woman of color, she
Oh,
can't be
she's a woman of
criticized.
color. She can't be criticized. Is that what I'm
Right.
hearing?
And she
Is that
made
what you're hearing too, Aaron?
$17 million last year with Twitter. So she's not some little person with no fucking power that they're trying to reverse this on. She has a lot of power. And when it comes to Twitter, she has the most power, even more than presidents, even more than world leaders. She has a lot of fucking power on Twitter. And to watch them rush like little fucking bitches to defend her is just, it was really, really eye-opening. And it exposed a lot of these people. It really did.
Dan Wants Pizza says complaining about the possibility of Twitter becoming politically neutral basically proves that it currently isn't, which is interesting because that's the same argument that libs, particularly like what do they call them, awfuls, the affluent white female liberals, and
The
or
awfuls.
feminist liberals. The feminist liberals basically saying anytime that like people are complaining about equity, it's because you think that our society is not equitable. But they've changed the definition so many times from equality, which is what usually everyone had been championing for, including people on the right as well as
Right.
the left, until they started changing the definition and shifting the goalposts to say, oh, now we want equity. So what the fuck does that mean, Jay? It's like at this point, it's becoming word salad. You're just going to constantly change the definition of what it is you actually want, because what you actually want is a society that something that doesn't exist and
Right.
probably never will.
It's not about 50-50 representation anymore. It's not about accurate representation anymore. It's not about any of that kind of stuff. It's about suppressing certain other groups so others can look like they're thriving, but it doesn't do anything for them. It doesn't do anything. It's just going to make everybody on the as poor as everybody else. You can't have a society being equitable when you don't have equal effort being put into society. If you don't have equal effort, for instance, you can't have equitable basketball players. If that's the case, then I would love to be a basketball player or an NFL player. But the people who are
Whoa,
putting
whoa,
the
whoa, whoa,
effort
whoa, whoa,
into it are
Jay,
going to
you
get
would pick.
rewarded
Hold on,
more.
hold on, hold
And
on,
it's the
hold on,
same thing
hold on.
with anything.
Jay, let's be real, okay? If you were gonna pick any professional athlete, okay, it would be pie eating,
Who?
and you know why?
Who?
Pie eating,
Pie eating. Oh yeah, especially
yeah,
peach pie. Especially peach pie.
specifically
Well,
peach
it's
pie.
because I put the effort into it. Do you know how many
Exactly.
mothers' asses I've eaten and to make sure that peach pie is done within 5 minutes?
Less than that, Jay. I've seen you clean out peach pie in seconds.
Man, that was me, half a bottle into bourbon and everything, and it's a party trick. That
I
is a party
am
trick. I don't do
literally
that in
giving you.
competition.
I'm giving Jay the best promo right now for everyone's mom who's watching this right now.
The best promo is the word of mouth between moms.
Yeah, word of mouth, specifically the mouth, and if word, obviously, the word is ass. So,
Exactly. The
uh,
word is it.
so a lot of things have been happening. I have been loosely following the Elon Musk Twitter takeover without actually going on Twitter, because it seems as if it's just everywhere. It's dominating every single thing I have seen online, and it's basically, it sounds like this deal is all but done. The SEC put out a filing saying that this merger was happening and that Elon Musk will hold 100% essentially of Twitter.
Nice.
Sorry, it's still Ramadan. I still can't drink.
It's okay. I'm going to hell for both of us.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
basically what we're seeing is that it's not entirely final. So a lot of people have been asking, well, is Elon Musk actually trying to sabotage the deal? In which case he wouldn't have to pay anything for the breakup, and I think Twitter would be held liable for what, $1 billion.
Well, there are certain other. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but my expertise from Washington suit states that there are provisions in there where he can't like publicly criticize Twitter for certain reasons and certain things, and it's like gray areas and all that kind of stuff. But we'll see how it goes and who's going to fight for what. Because if Twitter doesn't want to fight for it or try to push something on it, then nothing will come from it, and the deal will go through, I believe. But he could also just be doing $1 billion trolling the shit out of everybody, and then walking away and paying the $1 billion and happy to do so.
Wait, Elon has to pay the $1 billion
if he walks away. Okay. I'm saying that he could be just like doing the most fucking insane troll of spending $1 billion. You know what $1 billion could do? It could number one, it could pay for everyone's student debt. That's number one. That's the worst thing happening in the United States right now is student debt. Student debt is the worst thing that's happening in the United States right now.
Jay,
he needs to pay that off. Fuck world hunger. Fuck child slavery. Fuck children dying on the streets with no home. It is student debt for the doctors and lawyers who are making six figures. That's the most important thing right now.
Think of if
the $1 billion
people, if a billion people around the world, if Elon Musk gave $1 billion to every single individual, he'd still have $42 billion left to spend on Twitter at a discount. Right? Because think of that, like $42 billion gives everyone $1 billion.
Right. And Faye keeping us honest, of course, because she's probably more expert on a lot of things than we are. She's saying, Jay, he'd owed more than $1 billion because he'd still need to pay Morgan Stanley for their work on this. A lot. Well, yeah, because everybody needs to get their fucking piece. I hate bankers and Habibi.